Welcome back, everyone. 8 o'clock on the 14th of July. We're back. We're here. Scuffedy Park. I'm Drift Johnson. This is Latent Space Live. Today would be a Monday. And I'm so glad to see you all. So hello to everybody in the chat. Let's see. Fernicar. Welcome, welcome. Battlecruiser Operational. Apollonia. Welcome, welcome. And Kirk Curtis. Welcome. I see you guys have got a first, second and third crown in the chat today. I don't know where that came from, but it's an interesting little thing. Does it tell me anything when I click on it? No. Okay, well, YouTube are doing things with the chat. That's fun. All right. If you're watching live or if you're watching later, there is a link in the Discord in the description, so you can join our Discord. And I'll be glad to see you and what you can produce in the group. So tonight, SEEDVR2, we're going to be using it to make a image upscaling workflow. Loads of you people have already been doing it, so this isn't for your benefit if you're already using it, but it's going into the DJZ workflows pack, where all the best workflows end up eventually. It's like a singularity of comfy UI workflows. Everything just gets pulled in eventually. Right. Thank you all for joining. We are looking at UDIO right now. And UDIO it has a style. If you have the membership, it has a style which we have been using to take some of my older tracks which I made and give them a remix, but at a slower BPM. And it's been fun. I've been making some really nice tracks, and the track that we're going to be editing a video to today will be that track. I'm calling this one Slow Pop. I'm basically going to work on an album which is entirely remixed from one track to make a whole album which is all at a lower BPM. I'm going to call it Slow Pop, and then we'll bring out the Pop Lock as a single at the same time, so you can kind of see both of them. But this is the settings I use, guys. I take one of my previous songs, I go from the bottom, we're going to work from the back, we're going it backwards as usual. Ultra, clarity 25, lyric strength 9, prompt strength 60, leave that alone, 1.5, 2.10, manual mode, so it listens to the original prompt from the remix, BPM 108, instrumental, and then I use 80%, which is the default. Okay, Fernicar says the crown was in Twitch for Amazon Prime members, and it seems YouTube is doing a mock of it. Okay, well, enjoy your #1 crown, Fernicar. I don't know what it means, but you've got it today. So let's talk about something real quick, get it out the way so that people that join late are punished. No, I would never do that. You can watch it later anytime. But yeah, basically I decided to use a prompt as described in the chat. So let me just go over what I did before I show you what I got. And then we're up to date on that project from yesterday. So the theory was, by only using an open pose, DW pose input driver, like a face cam video, like a video call, yeah, and using the prompt video of man who is talking directly to the camera. The man has a red beard and black sunglasses. He's wearing a dark bucket hat and a with shirt that's supposed to say white. But it still worked. That's probably why the shirts kept changing, because I mucked up the prompt. I didn't even notice. These are the dangers of remote desktop. I can't read it either. All the text is too small. But yeah, it actually does a pretty good job. It looks like Archer. Have you ever seen the TV show Archer? And that's, I'll show you how I did it, but it's essentially this. So if you can't make that out, it's a flux context. And we've taken the first image of the canny input video and we've changed it to 384 by 384 square. All right, it already is a square video, so we're making it smaller, and then we go in the style of Ghibli animation. Standard prompt everyone understands and knows by now, right? And then that gives us this 1024 by 1024 image, which we then apply to the reference. Yeah, it looks a lot like Archer, but notice it's different. It's different. Yeah, and the reason is because we're putting that in every time, and there's a slight change. So I tried doing last frame, but in the end, this is the best one, because what happens is you lose the styling and it turns back into video, right? And like I said, I'll show you the best combination. You put the same prompt, so you add the context prompt to your video prompt as well, and so then the reference is always, so whatever the first frame is gets transferred. Obviously the inconsistency is in the fact that we're not using a LoRa, but if we were doing a proper flux context, not an API, we could use a character LoRa and then it will be consistent. But what I do is I convert the first frame of the canny animation to the style with a LoRa, I think is the best way to do it. And then you've got your animation driving the movement, and then you've got your style reference for what the character is, and then there it is, it's done. Only thing is, this isn't as good as I thought it would be, and I'm going to show you that now. So wait, is this one? Yeah, you can't hear it, but you can hear it's not in time. So here, I'll show you. So in the Miyazaki animation, no. Go again. There's 3 videos there. Come on, show me the rest of them. See how it got less styled? So that one is the first one where we use the flux styling to get the first frame, and then at the end what I did was I took the last frame to drive the next frame. And what happened was it just made it super styled. And by the way, I didn't take the last frame of SFX. I took the last clean output, not, you know, so it's not my effects doubling up. It's the styling in the thing doubling up. So in this one, it's got really strong styling, and it's because we put the prompt for context into our video prompt as well. And then I just used that over and over again. All right. Now, at the moment, it probably needs to be like slowed down. There could be a frame rate issue causing a desync, but other than that, it's pretty good. Oh, and also, make sure you keep your face direct to the camera, because sometimes if you just look up quickly and then look back, it's like a little sort of motion people do without realizing it. People do all these little movements without realizing it, like a little nod of the head, a little jut of the chin. And that makes your face go a funny angle when you're talking. And then it's like your mouth has moved from here to here. It's like... So it's like these are little things about how you have to think about production. But anyway, so that's that. Just to show you what it looked like traditional style, because like I said, this is what it looks like without the audio. And... like I said, if you were thinking about something like, I mean, look. Whoa. Too big. So it's too fast, right? I think we can all agree the playback is too fast. Yeah? So how about we slow it down? Maybe we slow it down more than 10% though. Aha. Okay, maybe slow it down a little bit more. 0.5. Now that's half. I mean, it's not bad. I mean, if like I said, I could do the old trick like I normally do, and I could watch the animation as I'm talking, and I'll get lucky. You know, some of it will match the mouth movement, some of it won't. But it's not really intended for this. My idea would be, say you were running like, oh, I want to run like an AI channel or something, and I want to have a little character in the corner, you know, talking about what's going on the video. I'd intentionally make it really small, and then I'd talk when he's talking. And then, you know, just try to talk when he's talking. That's too slow. needs to be fast defined, so 0.6%. That's probably about right. Do you know what? When you get the timing just right, and then you have to play this sort of game where, so he's smiling there, I'm going to have to learn some new tricks. Let me try something in a minute here. So when it goes back to that other face again, all I've got to do is go, yeah, and open up my mouth a little bit when I'm talking. I know it sounds freaky, but this is called dubbing. Do you know what I mean? Hey, everybody. Yeah. So anyway, this is like what? There's only how many clips here, yeah? What I'm doing right now, it's only that many clips. And it's almost enough. It's almost enough that you could run like... I reckon you could do it, because it's human voice with this. So when you're talking, whenever you're talking, you're looking at the avatar and kind of trying to match the cadence of what he's talking. You won't get it right, but it's not really supposed to match. That's the thing. Because the fun part is, like, you can dub it in any language. It doesn't need to match. So, yo, Zanelli, welcome to the show. So glad you could join us. Alright, so anyway, that is basically where we're at with using native DW pose to drive talking video head of character, right? See, the only character I actually have is I had to cook up a simple one like this with like just a smooth prompt, because to be honest, the only character I have is Sharona. Hello boys, I'm Sharona. It's not really the character I'm going for, but Sharona doesn't really talk, so I kind of got around it that way. Okay. Right, so now we've got that out of the way, we're all caught up. So, SEEDVR time. Let me just make sure we're not doing anything silly. Is it this one here? No. Is it that one? Yeah, we can build it off that one. Hey. Right. So, obviously this is for video, to only take one frame. So how about we don't do that? How about we make a load image? Hang on a minute. See, an interesting thing about this system was it resizes very well. Obviously, as it's an upscaler, right? So maybe we can take advantage of that. Let's put it to SDXL. So in all programming, you should always have checks that validate what you're doing. So for example, whenever you bring an image in, it could be 4K, it could be 8K, and that might blow things up. So you should always have a check. And I use image size adjuster V2. I can pick SDXL, and that will make sure it's 1024 by 1024 while preserving the aspect ratio. Whether it's wide or tall, doesn't matter. You plug it into the resize like this and set it to fill crop, and that will mean it is the closest safe, you know, no matter what. This probably already is the right resolution, but the only thing I would change here is if I'm working with video, I might do 32, but to be honest, this is for stills. Okay? Like I said, I did make a V3 when Mochi came out, which included, but the resolution of the video models is a bit strange, guys. It's like either 640 by 480 or 720p, and some of them have got weird, you know, they want weird sizes, so I'll probably come back to that one day, but for now, this is fine. So yeah, essentially it's just like making sure that we don't blow it up. That's all. Okay, so let's kill that, get a project in here, and then a primitive node. Put that in there. This one is going to be, you guessed it, the project name. We'll call it seed test. And then this is going to be SEEDVR2, and this will be upscale, and that will be SEEDVR2. That'll do. And then we're going to want to save image and a thing. Okay, now, just in case anyone here is wondering why we're using a video upscaler to upscale an image, it's because the results are PG for pretty good, but also batch 1 is a video with 1 frame, so technically, you know, it's fine. And if you look at what the authors say, they say that any batch size under 5 simply doesn't activate the temporal functions in the upscaler, so it's fine. There is a block swap thing you can use on this to make it more efficient. We're going to look into that in a bit, because without this, my god, man, I was ooming my 4090 doing only 5 frames at a time, so I was having to like clear out the cache every time I did 5 frames. It was crazy, but the video was good though. Let me show you the video. And we're going to be doing a proper video in a little minute, but we're going to do this upscaling stuff first. So, whoa, that was a bit loud. Let's 3, 2, 1, and start again. Okay, and 3, 2, 1, back in the radio. So yeah, I just wanted to blast that one. It came out pretty good for an upscaler. Like, let's just have a little analysis. So I had the RGB shift in as an effect. Okay, so like that's there intentionally. It's not an artifact. Some people showed that could be done if you did it. It's quite funny, actually. Some people were putting a similar effect onto their upscales by just going over and over and over and over and over. But that's not what I did. Like I said, the upscale quality is not bad. It's a little bit sharper than what you get out of mine, which you bloody well should be, considering it took all day. Do you have any idea how long it takes to upscale 81 frames when it takes 5 minutes to do 5 frames? Oh my god. And it kept exploding. It was nuts. But yeah, I think this is much more practical for use like this. I guess we're going to find out now. Let's get ourselves an image. Let's get ourselves what? Let me get an image here. I need previews. Yeah, let's do that one from the other day. That one was tricky. How big is that? It's 1344 by 832. So it doesn't really have to make it much bigger. But yeah, so this is one of our science fiction Napoleonic type images. Let's give it a blast. As you can see, it's doing all of the things here, which is kind of nice. I'm using the 3 billion parameter in FP8, mostly because the 7 billion parameter had some issues. Not the FP16, but the FP8, and the other one's huge, so it's like... I found this one was a memory-hungry bugger, but that was for video. So we've now upscaled to 1728 by 1072. Let's download it and look at it properly. It does look like it's unstyled some stuff, actually. I don't like that. I don't like that. There's stuff to like and there's stuff to not like. I mean, it did upscale it, but at what cost? All of the lovely texturing is gone. Okay, right, well, It is what it is. I'll put it out because, like I said, I do think it's good. Maybe this is just a weird style. Let's try a different image real quick. Maybe we try... Of course, typical. I've just removed everything from my... Everything's gone. I think we already did that one. We already did that one as well. Let's do the Miyazaki. Let's do that. The Miyazaki dude with the sunglasses. "30 seconds isn't bad for an upscale. I'm kind of let down with this result here. Ooh, ooh. Okay, well, you see what I mean? That is clean. That is clean. Wait, it's the same... No, it's not. It's 1072 by 1072. So, yeah. It's not doubled in size, but it's 1080p now. It's actually done a really good job with that. So, obviously, it has some strengths and it has some weaknesses. I wonder what else we could test it with. See here, this is quite abstract. Right. See, this is quite abstract because look, what the hell has a red paint streak across the screen? And there's just like, there's sci-fi junk all over the cliffs. And this gun doesn't even make sense, you know. So it's not, it's unconventional. Whereas this was dude with sunglasses, which is like pretty easy. Do you know what I mean? So I think that there obviously are limits to what its strengths and weaknesses are. Well, that's my guess. Oh, okay. So, do you know what? Did it actually do so badly here? Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. It lost quite a lot. But it's tried. It's tried, though. Look, see? It's tried to do it. But if I put that side by side, you can see it's lost a lot of texture and detail. We've actually got some weird green bleed-through artifacts. The background isn't too bad. It didn't change the background that badly this time. I think this still looks... oh, it's kind of tough, that, actually. Interesting. Let's do another one. Yeah, now that one's super abstract. It's actually, like, corrupt. The image is kind of corrupted. So you've got the guy, but he's blended. I was going to delete that with an editor, do you know what I mean? But we've got the dude, but look at the landscape. There's, like, cloud, enveloping structures that are, like, kind of glitched out at the edges. Which I thought kind of liked. I like the look of it. I thought of... It reminded me of what happens to a camera when it gets a laser scanned into it, you know? It kind of glitches the sensor out. Reminded me of that a bit. Let's see what it can do with this anyway. But like I said, a 30-second upscaler, it doesn't go to 4K. I mean, we could try it, but... What was it? What do we do? Put 25 something here? That'll probably explode, but it'll be worth trying. It's kept the glitch artifacts. It's actually done a pretty faithful job, because, like I said, it's quite a messy image. Look, there's literally a checkerboard of glitches up each side of the picture. Like a checkerboard of glitch effect. You can see the battlefield out there. You can see those little dudes. Some kind of... Yeah, do you know what? It definitely didn't make it worse. Right, let's see if we can push it now, okay? We'll go 1920 first. Because 1920, ooh, because really we want to go 2560, but I want to see if that's just a fantasy before we even try that. And then we can get onto the Frogedanz. I've already got the music. Oh, look at this. Second chance. Ooh, did it blow up? Wait, it did it. It did it. It did it. It did it, and it did it in 41 seconds. Pre-allocation strategy. 1920 by 3680. So we're getting, I mean, I tried to go like, what's it called? What's that called? 3K or something? It's like 2.5K plus. Let's take a look at this. Wait. Here we go. 3680 by 1920. It's starting to do some weird stuff, look. I mean, it was already a weird image, okay? Let's be fair. Yeah, it's already a weird image. What I'll have to do is, once I know it supports it, I like how it's picking things out. I just hope it doesn't, because I'm going to put 2560 in next. I need a better sample to judge this with. We'll use like this is a face that was submitted to the group by I think I'm not going to name names. Submitted to the group face, and this is already an output from SEEDVR. So that we're kind of testing two things here, because I heard that you can't upscales of, right? So what we're going to do, that's 1024 by 1024 right now, isn't it? Okay. So I'm going to downscale it to 512 first. We'll crush it and then push it back up to 1920 by. So we're going to half it and then 4x it, but without going to 4K proper. So I'm trying to cheat. You know, so instead of doing 4x, which would take us up to 4K and potentially because we were already I'll shrink it and do 4x from 512 and see what happens. Okay, so anybody that tells you can't upscale is talking out their ass. That's actually a really good result, guys. So I went down from 512 and we've actually... Look. You'll want to put some noise on this because it's almost too much detail now. See, let me tell you a little bit about one of my past lives, okay? So I used to do a bit of airbrushing for freelance, okay? And you'd get emailed faces of models and they'd have bags under their eyes and pimples and a weird scar here where they pick their forehead, okay? And it would be your job to go in with the brush and be like... scoop, okay, and that's the reality of, you know, what's really going on right in the whatever. Anyway, so my point is, it's not actually a bad thing. This is good. We want too much detail because you can smooth it out. It's like week 1 airbrushing. Literally, you can learn to airbrush. Just, do you know what? Teach me how to airbrush faces with Photoshop. Photoshop. I need to remove crow's eye. I need a task-based course with lessons, including including blemish removal, crow's feet removal, pimple smoothing, scar blending. What is it called? Wrinkles. Yeah. I don't even know. I don't even care. Like, this stuff, it doesn't even matter. But I'm like, oh, it's so important. Wrinkles removal. And skin retouching. Yes. And skin retouching, okay, as markdown document named master PS retouching .md. This will focus on we're gonna call it frequency separation. Frequency separation using only masks and the paintbrush. The paintbrush covering important nuances such as when to use color dodge versus Christ. Yeah, just when to use color dodge versus other blending modes. All right, we'll let him cook on that one. No need for research. It's like 25-year-old stuff. Next. How are we doing on the upscale? Is it this one? No, it's this one. Yeah, there she is. Now, I hope you can agree that that is a pretty good upscale. That's a pretty good upscale, guys. Yes, some of the skin is too much, but as I say, you just get a soft brush and you just take the edge off with the high frequency layer, but leave the colors and everything else alone. And you can blend these tiny details and leave the ones that you want and get rid of the ones, you know, so you can pick and choose. But if you don't have the detail in the first place, it can be a pain. So that's why I wanted to do a special showcase on SEEDVR2 today, because I found that's actually the best. That's the best thing. This video upscaling nonsense is cool and all, but we don't have a good upscaling solution right now. Not that's on par with the generation models that we actually have, right? So that's something that I've noticed lately. Upscaling has sort of not kept up with the general base models. You know, it's like actually you get a better generation out of the model than you can get. You know, the upscaler might make it worse actually. But this is a very cool system. Probably going to be building this in, looking out for quants, because I think that maybe a Q4 might actually still have good results. Or a Q5, definitely. So anyway, do we have anything else that we could try? Oh, actually, wait, we'll use the same... Should we use the same image? Hang on a sec, guys. I have something a bit more raw, something a bit more random. Oh my god, that is I'm on a different screen for a reason. Video game woman. That's a good idea. Right, so we take video game woman. Whoops, wrong thing. Take video game woman from, I think... Whoa! What happened? Stop. It's like trying to find a workflow in it. Okay, so we have Star Citizen Lady. She's got some pimples. So let's see what it can do. That is a very strange... See, I wanted to get something with a strange size. It's like some kind of windowed resolution there. So it's got like a strange subtraction from the height. Alright. Oh, second chance. It's ooming. How's it ooming already with one frame? This is why I think this is a great system, but it's something to keep an eye on, right? Because oh my god, I'm so hungry. Oh yeah, that's a point. While I'm at it, we need a. I need a Claude over here. Yo, Claude, give me a new chat, mate. See, I got this camera just shown up today. 200mm lens. I've had the lens for years. I'm worried it's broken. So, Canon R100 with adapter, fitted with 200mm lens. It cannot take a picture most of the time. Pushing shutter release does nothing. So I think it's a problem with the settings. Could this be a problem with the settings, or a sign the 200mm lens internals are suboptimal? I don't know how else to say broken without saying that. I'm hoping that I just need to like do something. I used it with a different camera back, so like it works, you know what I mean? It works, but I don't know. I got it to take a picture the first time I set it up. It took a good picture, and I was like, damn, this is going to be cool. That's what it is. It's on focus priority mode, and I don't have automatic focus. It's a manual lens because I got a cheap adapter. And when I say cheap, it was still 50 quid. They wanted 100 for the adapter that actually lets you autofocus your... I was like, well, it's fine. I'm not going to be moving around or anything. It's just going to be on a tripod set to a certain, it doesn't need to change at all. In fact, I think autofocus sucks because it usually, it's right and then it moves itself for no reason. So I prefer a manual anyway. But it's kind of ironic that because there's no manual and it can't use auto, it won't let you take a picture. Classic technology. So we've gone from, let's see. Okay, so we've gone from 1080 to 4K. That's, well, it's 3840 by 1920, okay? It's not really 4K, it's like 3K plus. Do you know what? It's actually done a really good job with this. It's like there's certain things it's good at. I need to blow this up properly and properly give it some analysis here. Yeah. Open the picture. That's 1:1. Damn, that's 1:1. It looks better than the game. Let's zoom in. Let's go deeper. Oh, damn, look at all of the artifacts it added to her digital face. She looks like she needs, like, dehydration. The hair gives it away, doesn't it? It looks like something out of Grand Theft Auto 5. It's got, like, realistic simulation and all of that business. They only recently put it in. I think that was a $1.5 billion stretch goal. I'm not sure for sure. Don't quote me, but I'm probably right, but not, like... to the dismay of the people like that still think everything's going great. Looking at you, Star Citizen players. That's like, I think this is good. Okay, it's time to push it even harder. So just to recall, right? 4K 16:9. So remember, this one does the width, it does the shortest, okay? So 4096 by 2160, or 3140 by 2160. Seems to me the short thing there is 2160, so we were close, weren't we? We were close. So technically we're already doing it. I just need to put this to 2160 and we've got it nailed. Alright, so that's now to 4K. And then we'll do it with the SD first, so we'll crush the image, but on the second run I'll put it to SDXL. SDXL. I haven't been doing preserve VRAM, which may help this to be less deep fried. Let's see how it goes. I'm going to have a look at this camera and see if I can take this stupid autofocus thing off. Because this is very useful. A 200mm, you can get 200mm lenses which actually have a macro feature, which is really good at taking extreme close-ups of small things, which is something I want to. I've already trained a bunch of models on that kind of stuff. I'd like to do some more. Okay, so AR mode, tracking, spot, zone. Disable and disable. Wait, manual focus. Is it finished already? No. I was like, bloody hell, it's like not giving me enough time here. What's this? Drive mode? Oh, no. No. Digital stabilization. Turn that off. It's probably broken anyway. Review, shooting info. Alright. I think we might be there. Let's see if it can take pictures again. Nope. Oh, no. It says 57 seconds on inference time, but I don't think it's actually finished yet. So it's on manual. It's on normal. It's focused on an object, which is too close to me, even though it's a meter away. It's weird. Very strange. More stuff I need to change on it. 152 seconds to 4K, guys. What's it doing? Oh yeah, it's going to make another one now with a bigger image. So I crushed it to 512 and then went up to 2160. So it's 4K on the shortest side to make it more obvious what's actually happening. Yeah, it makes the shortest side whatever you typed in. So we've gone with 2160, but remember I used my thing to make it 512, so I halved it and then times 4. So what we're doing now is we're just doing the original size, so 1024 by 1024 based. So in fact, hang on a minute, didn't I make it even smaller than that? Yeah, actually, I think I might have made it like 4 times smaller and then 6 times bigger or something. I'm not quite sure. But the bottom line is you put your target shortest dimension in here. Okay. So it worked great shrinking this down to a 512 by 512 based image. Do you know what? We should probably get like a preview of what that actually looks like. So you can see what actually went into it. And then it's like, I guess we just move these around a little bit. Original. And then the output. Of course, you can't see that right now, but whatever. Have a look at that image. 1-to-1, please. That's 1-to-1. It's not bad. It's better than the last one. I'm not seeing any crazy artifacts yet. Normally when you blow things up huge, you get like crazy artifacts like striping, pixelation. And like if you have to go in this far to be able to see artifacts, it's just noise at that point. You know, it's just noise. And like I said, I could put film grain on this, and that's it. We're done. We're ready to go. Film grain, done. We're talking like 0.01 to 0.03. Not even a lot, like a touch. A spritz of film grain or noise. Monochromatic will do. So... Still doing it. Any minute now. How do you... Single. What the heck? It's a little red icon. Yes. There is a small red icon. Like a camera. Flashing. Ah. It seems like the servo's knackered. It's like it's detecting camera shake. The shutter speed is too low. Right. So I need to turn the shutter speed up. Oh, I've got it set up for a 50. I had a tripod. I had it on manual. Nasty. Nasty Canon. The nasty Canon with this stuff. Alright, come on. Let's beat this. So yeah, we'll just go to manual mode then. And we need to turn up this thing. So stupid. Okay. What? 1 point. No. Crumbs. Menu. Ah. One shot. Ah. Oh. Nightmare. Why is the f-stop at 0? What is going on? I feel like... No. ISO. Turn the ISO up. All the way to like... Okay. It's like the camera's too clever. It won't let me take pictures. It's like, no, the picture won't be good. You can't do that. And I'm like, but what if I like how it looks even though it's not good? It should be up to me. It's like, no, I refuse. We are just waiting for this to upscale, by the way, guys. I'm not like, you know, not paying attention. I'm just like, watch. I'm just basically trying to get this stupid thing to work. So, set to shutter priority mode and set to 1/200 or faster. Done that. Still won't let me do it. It's like ever since putting this old, well, it's an old lens, really. It did take one picture. It did take one picture, guys. Right. Okay, so... Dust delete data. What's that? Obtain data for removing dust. Bloody hell, what the hell? I bet you any minute I'm going to be going through this camera's menu and it's going to be like upscale. Oh wait, I already did. I already found out. I don't know why I'm saying that. I already did find it. Yeah, there's an AI upscaler built into the camera now. So I've got it on one shot autofocus. Lens electronic disable. Focus ring. Uses focus ring? Yeah, it's a focus ring. AF, turn that off. I'm just trying to turn off all of the automatic stuff. There's so much. My God. Right, image stabilizer, disable. My God, man. Drive mode, what's that? Continuous shooting's what I want. Won't even take one picture. We're still waiting on this super 4K. It's going to be really... Right, it's going to be big, so... It's going to be big. Yeah, we're making 4K, by the way, in case you're wondering and you joined the stream late. We're making 4K with SEEDVR2 in batch 1. So, in case you're wondering what we're doing, that's what we're doing. While I try to fix this stupid Canon. Not like a Canon, a camera, a Canon camera. Canon camera. Movie servo. See, I have actually got like the 50 for shooting video on, and that's very good, but I need a better framing. It's too wide angle. Wi-Fi. Still not finished yet. Bloody hell, this is taking forever. So yeah, the thing I did was much quicker. I think we can agree, right? Like squishing it down to 512 on the way in. Even though we still got 4K out, putting a 1024 image in is significantly slower, right? And to be honest, I don't see how it's going to be, because we got an image that was of a higher quality than the original out, even after crushing it. So it makes me think there's no point putting a high quality image into this. Just crush it to 512, you know, crush your image to SD size, put it through at 2160, done. No need to mess around. Damn. Yeah, ISO speed settings. It's already set right. Bloody thing. Yeah, if you're in auto, it may not... Yeah, try shutter. I did try that. Turn the stabilization off. I did. Yeah, like, what if I want camera... Do you know what I mean? What if I want camera shake blur? These people, man, I don't even know what they're doing, like... So I can see the picture. Yes, it's good. Take picture, please. Nope. What is going on? Is it like loose? Can't be. Oh my God, it's still going. I'm starting to worry if it'll ever finish now. Like, the joke is, when I took a picture with this earlier, I just free-held it, you know? I just held it at something, focused it, and went snap, and it worked. So I'm like, now, I'm very suspicious about this thing. It will not take pictures. So that's on aperture, that was on shutter priority, yeah. So how about we go for manual? We should be able to override everything. Drive mode, metering mode. Just do center weight average. Nope, it's not that. Any camera nerds in the chat tonight? Wait, what? I think we found out that Drift thinks cameras are prawn. Not the taking of photos, just the buying of cameras. I don't own any cameras which I've never taken a picture with. And I think I actually own more I own more cameras. Like, oh my god, it took 13 minutes to do it the other way round, and it's the same size. Do you reckon it's good, guys? Let's find out. Save it. I need full screen. I said I need full screen. Computer. I need 1:1. Okay. 1:1, guys. What do we reckon? I know that you guys are looking at it on a compression right now. Okay. Auto. Oh, that's off. This thing will not take pictures. Have I taken like the memory card out of it or something stupid? Is that what it is? Nope. I thought there's a chance, you know, that I've just taken the battery out or something, but nope. Alright, well, let's focus on what we're doing. Jeez Louise, more problems. I'll probably just have to buy a new bloody lens. Bloody hell. Nightmare. What's that? Super chat? What's a super chat? Yeah, they cost money and they go straight into the channel's pot, so it's a way that you can donate, basically. I actually keep the super chats, which is kind of nice. I think YouTube does take a cut, but most of it comes to me in the channel, so yep. I think that's what it's for. I think we've only ever had two. Let's have a look. Have I personalised? Oh, you're asking Fernicar about that. Wait, what? Are you guys stealing each other's crowns in the chat tonight? What is going on? Right, so let's just zoom in now. Let's get deeper. I want to see these eyeballs. So even at this level, it's only now starting to break up. So like I say, if you can get in this close and it hasn't really pixelated yet, I think you're doing all right. Because remember, this was a CGI face. It didn't have any artifacts or real detail, like beyond like a, you know, video game texturing. Like even the eyebrows are a little bit like, oh, are they even real? The eyes are good, obviously, because it's CGI, right? That's actually very impressive. So 1:1. 1:1 at 4K. And remember, if you just stick a big image in and say make it 4K, right? It's gonna take about 15 minutes. But if you put it in and say make it smaller first, yeah? In fact, should we take this to a logical extreme? I think we should. I don't know the best way to do it. Oh, I know. Right. Get rid of that for a second. Pull this out here. We're going to do something a little unconventional here. All right, guys? Let's put that there. Put that there. Do you know what? If we just stick them both on top of each other like that, that's actually kind of good. What's that? I've forgotten what this is supposed to be. Oh, it's a preview of the resize. Got it. Let's just tidy this up a bit. Okay, so I've pulled this out for a reason, because I want to experiment with super shrinkening. Okay, so again, we're going to put this one back. So again, this is 2160. That's 4K. Just to sort of recap, 13 minutes from 1024 by 1024 to 4K. But if you did 512 to 4K, it took an amount of time that I can't count because it took a minute. Look, it took a minute. Wait, no. Yeah. Oh, wait, no, sorry, 155 seconds. You see? So, I guess what I'm saying is if you shrink the image on the way in, it will take 150 seconds, not 780. That's called diminishing returns kicking in. This is why I do the research I do. Try to find out where the fall off is. That's the fall off. So now let's see where the other end is. So we know where the one limit is at one end of the scale. We know where the chop off is, where there's no benefit from putting, because think about it, bigger image, more data, right? There's no benefit of putting bigger image in. So now I'll go the opposite direction. So let's try 256 by 256, and we'll, instead of crop, we'll go keep proportion so that it stays the right size. Okay, so that's why I've taken this off, because I don't have a preset for smaller than SD, guys. I don't have one. Maybe I should get one. Maybe I should put in a Clip Vision preset that takes it down to 128 or something. But let's find out what happens. So we're going to make it smaller this time. So that is the image that actually went in. Look at that beauty. That's amazing. Hang on, I need to make that a little bit bigger here. There, so that is the image that went in all of its glory. That's what's actually going into the upscaler. There's barely anything there. I'm surprised it even gets anything right, to be honest. When you think about... Yeah. And we're going to go to 4K. Can you do it? 256 by 126 to 4K. Let's go. I'm ready. Can it 16. Hello, Gerard. Welcome to the show. Hello, Dominic. Welcome, welcome. Shake it like a Polaroid picture, indeed. Yeah, we're doing some experiments with batch 1 on the SEEDVR2 video upscaler. So using it as an image upscaler, it does work nicely with 2160 as the shortest width. So that would be a 4K 16:9. It took 15 minutes when we put a 1024 by 1024 based image in, and it didn't look better than taking the same image and squashing it to 512, right? So now what we're doing is we're squashing the image to 256. So it's kind of counterintuitive, but again, here we are doing it backwards. I want to upscale the image. Does image get better if I give smaller image to upscaler? Because making the upscaler do more work and giving it less data. So it's like, is me trying to give high quality data in actually making it worse or slower? And the answer is probably yes, because 13 minutes from SDXL or 150 seconds from SD15. And I'm talking about sizes, not the models, you know. So 1024 or 512X. Now we're doing 256X to see what the difference might be. Now it could be that we actually hit diminishing returns going in the opposite direction. Yeah? So we're making it work so hard that actually this is slower too. And that means it's optimized for 512, which is fine. Can it 16x? I would say yes. I'll use bilinear to get it over the mark. Just use bilinear to get it over the mark and apply noise. Done. We've been doing it for decades. What, like I'm better than them? Like I'm better than the entire industry? So, it's like bilinear or bicubic upscale plus film grain and deliver. 190 seconds. That's not bad, guys. So it was a little bit slower, right? It was a little bit slower than going from 512. So now let's check the result. Ooh, that's bad. Look, what's it done? Wait. Okay, it's bad, but wait a minute. We've got some creative stuff happening here now. I broke it and turned it into a pixel art generator. Forget the woman. Crop this and upscale it again. In fact, hang on. This is the sort of thing I've been trying to tell people about for ages. Oh, wow, we've just made this thing, yeah? Cool. So anyway, crop the top left corner, please. Save image, right? Crop image, image crop. Image. Top left, we'll do 512 by 512, which is the perfect size we need, right? And then I'm going to throw that into here. Forget that for a minute. And that. Oh wait, no, I do need that actually. What an idiot. What an idiot. There we go. Yes. Upscale that. Oh dear. It's always just a challenge, guys. Like, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? Do you want to do something? What do you want to do? You know, like, maybe I'll just zoom in on this, take a screenshot of that, put it through a bunch of stuff, and then chuck it through here, restyle it, turn it into a video. Done. You know, it's like when you blow on the horn and you hit the buttons. Wow. Hold up. How much of it did we get? We just got a little bit. Right, hang on. Haha. This is so stupid. My God, is it coffee time already? It is. I'm over time. Right. Where's my thing? All right. So anyway, guys, it's about that time where I go and operate the coffee machine and shout at the mic from across the room. So get yourself a drink, and usually it takes me about a minute. We'll see. Yeah, I'm glad. It just popped back into my head. I'd forgotten all about it. I had a new idea for a new sci-fi story. Oh, it's called 3X. It's pretty cool. I was inspired by Oumuamua, or whatever they call it. You know, the rock that came in from outside the solar system. Did you know there's been 3 of them now? There was another one that just came. you know, they come from outside of the system and they seem to slow down and speed up, and they don't know what the hell it is, and it looks like a big old rock. And apparently the biggest one ever just came flying through the system. It went past Mars and Jupiter, and it did it when Earth was on the opposite side of the sun. Clever. Clever. Very clever. And the thing is, people might say, what do you mean clever? And I'm like, what? You mean the only 3 things to come from outside the solar system just happened to go be the furthest distance from us while they were skimming past other planets? Like, that's kind of I don't know what the chances of that are, but yeah, I came up with this idea for a story. We're going to go over it, how I'm going to do the planning and stuff, because I like to involve you guys with the planning side, because, you know, you can see what the hell crazy dribble where it comes from. But let's get back into it. Welcome back, everybody. So yeah, we are doing stuff and things. I was just getting a little bit silly with the upscaler here, and as you can see, we're now making it's the beginnings of some pixel art based on some trees. You know what I mean? I just wanted to show that, like, even when you get bad generation, that could be the beginnings of an inspiration to make something completely unrelated. Like, how would you prompt that? There is no prompt for that, but now I've got it. And it's that kind of thing which I like to try and show, but it's not really the focus of what we're doing today, okay? I kind of like this, it's kind of cool. It's kind of like a weird pixel art type. Got some strange artifacts sometimes. And, you know, you could train that as a style and then apply it to the woman. Anyway, and like I said, it's broken. It's a broken artifact. Right. Forget the camera nonsense. The camera is warning me. Yeah, I know. It's so annoying. It thinks it's dark. It's a lighting issue. So stupid. Right, anyway. Right, Photoshop retouching techniques. Let's just have a little look, see at what that one got cooked up here, yeah? So as you can see, ooh, look at all these different lessons. Isn't that cool? Crow's feet removal. Minimize crow's feet while preserving natural eye expression. Specialized technique for eye area. Zoom. Smaller brushes. Work with lower opacity. I would use like 3%, not 20, but we might have to adjust these tutorials. Let me see. There's cheek area, similar thickness. Wait a minute. Ah, yeah, step 2, high frequency. Yeah, there we go, yeah. Gentle application, shadow lifting, color harmony, that was all just eyes. Okay, while we're on the topic of, you know, help me make stuff, okay, so there it is. So let me just download that. So that's in the bag, right? Okay, now I don't want to confuse him, so new chat, right? And I'm going to drop the retouching course, okay, into here, and then we're going to do something funny. Now, what was the name of my favorite Photoshop YouTuber? Oh, Photoshop retouching YouTube. I bet it'll just come up as number 1. Go on. It's a big topic. There he is. There he is. I knew I'd find him. Can you believe it? Do you know how hard it is to just be stop playing, copyright, right, turn that down. Do you know how hard it is to become, like, you know, the guy? Do you know what I mean? Like, you do a Google and your stuff comes up, and we're talking about photo retouching. So here's a picture. Here's a model. She's not having a good day, all right? But And this would be Pixim Perfect, guys. I do like to, So, ready? Oh, what is it doing? I've never even seen. Look, the whole page has been selected. Look, it's highlighted the entire. Stopping return. Right, ready? Go. See? That's what I'm talking about. Let's see that again. Oh, buddy. You see that? That's what Photoshop has been good for like 30 years, right? That's real face, magazine cover. And when you once you've learned how to do this, you'll never unsee it, because I can spot it. I can see it's unnaturally smooth here. I mean, I know we've just been seeing what it was, so we know, right? But once you learn to spot what it looks like, you can't unsee it. And this guy's a legend, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this video from 1 year ago with 300,000 views, and I am going to take the transcript for the video, okay? So we take the whole transcript, just like that, and I say, okay, so attached is Photoshop _retouching_course.md, which details many task-based lessons to familiarize the student with PS standard retouching operations. Okay, so that's the setup. We already did this. So now what we're going to do is we're going to say paste. I have attached a high-level transcription from a professional in the industry, in the retouching industry, if there is such a thing, in the retouching industry, who has provided detailed and valuable tips which we should include in our lessons, and what's it called? We should include our lessons and overhaul existing lessons to use these methodologies. Yes, because they're more detailed. They are far more effective and detailed, while the improved approach applies to our tasks. Okay. No deep research, just the transcript and the course that we built, you know, from me asking it, write me a course on X, Y, and Z. Now we bring our course on X, Y, and Z, which admittedly is a bit thin. And then what I do is I go and find the best tutorials, take the transcriptions, and do this. And you can actually keep doing it. You can have your course plan, keep eating high-value tutorials over and over again, making them part of its own DNA. And then at the very, very, very end of this, what you do is you go make me an NPM educational website, which is interactive. There it is. There's your online 24-hour course, custom built from the best tutorials and fully automated. So you could be building 10 of these at once. All you got to do is read it. And because you have to put some assets in here, so there'll be some image assets that will go with each lesson, because you have to read the tutorial to make the asset for the page, you proofread it in that stage. So you can fully automate all the way up until the last minute, and then just come in, read each one, create the asset, put it in the page, and then you go through each, then it's done. I mean, you could just have the AI generate the image according to the text on the page. It's not difficult. It'd be very easy to do, in fact. But I'm a human in loop guy, so I am gonna intentionally. Human in loop, right, isn't about a human saying yes or no in some message. It's about intentionally saying we could do this bit here with AI, but because it's a quality gate, we're going to use a human, actually. That's all human in loop is. It's deliberately having a human be a quality check in an otherwise automated process. We could automate him out, but I think that's dumb. I think because humans are the best quality, they're the best quality assurance agent you can get. Okay, they have to sleep. You know, okay, they need to pay him. They need to be paid. Come on, get over it. Like, there are like multi-dimensional levels of quantum processing that happen in a human brain when you're talking about subjective quality. Like, what are we going to do? You're going to spend $1 trillion programming an AI that's not as good as a minimum wage worker at deciding whether this is good or bad? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't even know what we're doing. So I'm all for automation, but I think you should keep, like, just, oh, you see that bit there? We could have an AI do it, but if the AI fails, the whole thing's crap. But if you have a person there, you know, you might not even need them to look at everything. Just do random sampling is usually enough. That's what they do in industry. They don't look at every, do you know what I mean? They don't check every single product. They'll probably check like a batch sample from every run. And if they pass, they'll go, okay, this is good enough. I know it's like, what do you mean good enough? But they're not like that crazy about it. It's more about the money aspect, you know? It's like, oh no. So what are we doing here then? Is it done already? See, while I'm talking, he's finished. He's finished. Johnson talking again. Wow, here we go. We're going to be using the, where is it? Pre-blemish detection. Strategic blemish. Paint method. Pimple and scar. Right, there we go. I just need to check. Whoa. Okay, let me just find that myself. Brush settings, blemish detection, pre-retouch, strategic blemish, the remove tool. Yeah, because that's the other thing as well. It's that they're actually built in. There are built-in things now. You don't need to, but this is good to know. So let me just see if this is correct. Paint method is superior, always. Yeah, okay, so what you do, duplicate the background layer twice. That's why I'm right in front of it. So you duplicate the background layer twice, do a Gaussian blur on low frequency, so Gaussian blur, and then you blur it until the skin texture disappears completely. And then high frequency, we do blend on linear light with subtract. Yes, this looks good. And then paint layer creation, turn off the high frequency layer, create a new layer above low frequency. That's your painting canvas. So that way you're painting color without affecting the detail. I've talked about this a lot, but this is a standard thing in retouching, in industry retouching. It's just a standard thing. And look, yeah, remember what I was saying before? Look, flow at 2 to 3. See, it says control through flow, not opacity, but sometimes you actually knock the opacity down as well, because it's like, it's more like sandpaper. You're literally like sandpapering the pixels away. It's kind of crazy. You literally do polish the texture. But anyway, so that's great. That's great. This is actually good. Now, what I would normally do is I would like buff this up now by adding a bunch of additional details for some of the other stuff. But I think this is good enough, right? So again, I repeat the process. We're going to take this. We've got our enhanced retouching. We're going to do a new chat again just to keep this nice and clean. I'm going to drop in my enhanced retouching. And I'm going to say we can write up the detailed plan named retouch edu handoff .md. I know it's like really like retouch web edu handoff. It's like, yeah, oh, what do you think this is? But I do that on purpose, try and hope that makes sense. So we can write up the detailed plan named retouch web edu handoff.md, which will contain, I can spell, I swear, which will contain the all the code and required instructions needed to build the first. No, in fact, it's not even that. For the web development team to create, haven't used create yet. Create. See, I'm trying to use different words all the time. I don't know if you've noticed that. I try not to repeat the same word twice if I can. But then still use precise language, so it can be a bit difficult sometimes. You're there like, did I use create yet? The development team to create a self-contained educational website in Node.js. Node.js with Vite and font awesome. It's just like throwing stuff out there. I love Vite though. I think Vite's great. Node.js with Vite and font awesome. So it means it's going to be TypeScript, JavaScript, usually. We'll see. Self-contained font awesome. Which will include all the lesson content from the enhanced retouching course.md. All right. Yeah. As an interactive task-based. I mean, it's a website, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? I've already said website. Course. Yeah. So, step 3, get the enhanced retouching course, write a third plan for the web development handoff, including the stack. No need for deep research. He can do this all day. You only really need deep research if you don't really know, or it's like, you know what I mean? There's reasons for deep research. You don't need deep research for everything. Look at him go. I actually think sometimes deep research is a bit too much. He starts doing, oh, I've created your GCH Cloud Enterprise platform. And I'm like, whoa, I didn't ask for that. I just said make the thing. And he's like, yes, Mr. Google. I'm like, that. No, I'm not Mr. Google. Chill out, and you need to tell him to make the app less ambitious, It's like you made the mistake of saying you wanted to sell something on your website and he designs you a new eBay. It's like, guys, we need to chill out on this whole, it's like they're flexing, like the AI models are flexing on each other. And you're sat there like, why is it doing this? Alright, well, I don't need to watch this. So that was fun, wasn't it? I enjoyed it. Let me just see now. Frogen. Right, so what I need to do is do the frog dance, but before we do that, let's take a look at some of this stuff. So ready for it? 3, 2, 1. No more music for a minute while we turn the sound up here and take a look at some of this. So what do we got here? Whispers in the Wind and Chasing Dreams. What's this? Got any sound for me? Oh, there it is. All right. This is my new album, Feedback. It's an instrument. It's actually the album Slow Pop, but I'm not going to bore you with it. I just promised that I would show you. So we did cover this earlier in the show tonight. But there's actually, you know, it's basically... yeah. It's this. So, Chasing Dreams. What's that? And that one is 108. And so, naturally, you know, I need to know. I need 140. You know? I mean, they'll let me go way, you can do more. So what does funk sound like? Oh, crap. He signed me out. You son of a... It's probably all gone now, isn't it? Give me a sec. Pop lock. Pop lock. You can access Pop Lock, by the way. It's public. So I made it public so that anyone can mess around with it. If you have the membership, you can get the style feature. You know, if you don't have the membership, you can still use it. Just can't do the style feature. So what's it sound like here? Classic. All right. So yeah, you know. So we'll go advanced, we'll go manual, we'll go BPM. We're going to say 120. No, we're going to say 160. No, it's going to be no, we're not going to do that. We need to get some hard house beats before we can start doing crazy stuff like go happy hardcore. 160, 180, you know. Let's see, what do we got here? Strength of the lyrics down to like weak source. We want to go a little bit over 50 on that one. Max out the generation quality. Make sure it's on manual mode again, because it does like to not do that. Make sure you got 210, because you don't want to waste your time with 30 seconds. Although the 30-second generations are actually kind of spicier, because it's not stretching it all out over 2 minutes. Now, up until now, I've been making albums and trying to build up an audio for the show and for the brand and everything. Like, everything I've been doing has all been published and put out there, right? So, but then I need stingers. I need like 1 minute or 30 seconds, yeah? And so now I'm making music for a completely different purpose, because it's like when you're actually making it for 30 seconds or less, it's like making jingles. You're not really making a song, you're just making a shape. It's kind of hard to explain. But anyway, without messing around with all of that, so there's our thing. We're at 80%. We go create. And then we're going to get something cool, hopefully. What's this? I got so many tracks right now, guys. It's raining music again. Damn. It's got some poke on it. No development at 35. Kind of annoying. No development at 45. It's got one chance. Can it develop? Wait for it. 110 it should be. So 10 seconds. Nothing. Oh wait. It did. It started going ding, 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 ding. Instead of a 1 beat, it went to a 2 beat. Hang on. But that's really weak, though. Look, here. It doubles up. We're just going dung, 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 dung. Yeah, it's kind of boring. So, it's fun, you know, but... it's kind of random what you're getting out of this. Like, we can turn the star strength up and make it more like our original song, but I'm trying to get this as like an embedding almost, to try and anchor it in what this was, and then I want to make something new. So, you know, just you know, if you want to put it up, you got focused and creative. So if I wanted to put it up to like 100 versus 20. And then, so those two there will be at the highest strength. And the other two will be the lowest strength. Oh wait, it didn't make it, did it? Do it again. There you go. I use 80. I think it sounds the most like the original, or the closest to it often, without, you know, needing to actually be just a copy. Because sometimes it's very close. Oh my god, they're all 140 G. Okay, this is going to be interesting. See? Ooh, that's funky. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, we're going to take that out. That ain't 90 BPM. I don't know what that is. Probably like 140 or 108. I'm not sure. Does it tell me? Can't even see. What the hell is start session? They got a radio station now? I love there's like a glitched out. It's like a really high frequency, like horrible. It's like the most horrible. It sounds like what you used to get when you'd stream radio and it would like be low quality. It would like be screaming in high pitched noise at you the whole time. It sounds like ee-ah. If it's not coming through the mic, then you're being saved, so. Wow, those compression glitches are something else. My God. What the hell is that? It sounds like nails on a chalkboard. Let's be real. It's like someone scraping glass. Oh. Why have we got so many echoes of tomorrow, guys? So many echoes of tomorrow. I think that one could be good too. Check that one in. This is just the short list, by the way. You know, what I do is I short list the ones I like the sound of, you know what I mean? And then some of them that get extended, and then some of them get... See, it's funny. It'd be a couple days till I come back to the list, and then I'll look at the list and read it all down again and be like, that sucked. How did I ever think that was worth doing? And and then other ones, I'll be working with them and go, this sucks. And so it's sort of like a tournament where only the best of the best of the best actually get through. And so it's like the stuff that I put out, I really like that stuff. So, whether other people like it is like, I don't know, it's so subjective, right? But I figure if I like it, someone else might, so I'll put it out. That's all I think about when I'm doing it. And also, like I said, I'm going to get utility from this by not being copyright claimed all the time. Because that's the biggest problem nowadays, is getting copyright claimed. Oh, yeah. Wasn't I right about using your own voice and not using AI, hey? In the end, looks like that one was another good call, yeah? So, basically, dub your AI videos. Simple solution. Simple solution, guys. Dub them. If you dub them, you can still monetize. Very simple. And then we wait to see if they change that policy, yeah? They won't. Oh my God, this is... Damn. That is some extremely aggressive cowbell. It's a little bit insane, though. That's pretty sweet. Where does it go, though? It was so low, it's close though. What's this? Ooh. It's got some cool timber. Where's it going now? Yeah. Passes the spit test. Oh God. No. Too high pitch. I don't even not even worth turning it down. Theremin, yeah, Theremin. An active member of the touching industry. Yeah, that's right, Gerard. Oh, man. Fanbase thinks your initial album is better than the new ones. Yeah. But we're doing it for science. Subsequent albums were part of a new style test. Yeah, it's true. Like, the thing is, whenever you're doing a fusion, it's a fusion. Whenever you make something that's raw and original, it's like that's what it is. I don't know. It's difficult. I mean, all of this is just based off of one song. So, like, I could go back. I like the idea of being able to go back and then using that snapshot in time to then unfold a bunch of new work, right? I like that idea. It's very holographic, which is, you know what I mean? Like the idea of like tins, of reverse engineering a thing and then being able to make more of it in different styles or different flavors. That's what I'm aiming for. I'm not really looking at it like I used to look at music production. So it's like a different, weird, it's like a very different approach to it all. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Right, let me see if we can't steal something good from, so if I click on that, More from the creator. What's this? That's cool, but it's the wrong style. That's a classic. Can we do better? They're good. Ooh. We're getting into it. This is a good one. There's no way it could ever make anything that good, though. No way. I think it'll screw it up bad. Yeah, let's do this one. This is a classic. All right, let's go. Create. Style. Style. 80%. 80%. All right, stop that. Play this. I'll have to move the top there, probably to about there. There. No. It keeps moving it. Oh, you are shite. Okay, that'll do. Okay, right, we get that. And let's say I want to do it slow. Not slow, not slower. 90. I want to go down to 90 BPM for a 30-second jingle. Manual mode. Everything's correct. It's all correct. Okay. Okay. Let's see what we get there. Did we get anything else? Oh my god. I've already heard that one. Now then, is there anything I missed here? No. Don't think so. I did a whole bunch of stuff earlier today, but I don't think it's worth going on about. Holy shit. Oh yeah. That's the song we're gonna be looking at in a minute. That's pretty good, actually. On second thought, I want to keep this one here. It's good. What? Bit repetitive, but that's okay. I could do a short track or something. I don't know. Which one's playing right now? I can't tell. I can't tell what's playing. I'm useless. They're all called... what? Okay, hang on. Right, stop. So annoying. So confusing. What the hell? So, yeah. They keep calling everything the same thing. Can't bloody find anything. I think it's that one. Yeah, it's that one. Right. More Echoes of Tomorrow. Shite. Yeah, meh. I don't know. Oh god, it sounds like the whole thing's going down a glass pipe. Yeah, no. No. On second thought, this isn't as bad as I thought. It doesn't go anywhere, though. That's the problem I don't like about it. It just doesn't go anywhere. There's no development at all. It's a shame, because it's a good beat. It's just like a rapper. I'm a rapper, and I'm sitting in an alleyway eating a hot dog with sausages and ketchup, etc. Yeah. No mustard. No mustard. I don't like relish. Albums, style testing. Yeah, I think like the style testing is cool, but it doesn't beat raw discovery, I guess. Yeah, this is all like kind of meh. Let's have a listen to this one. It's completely changed genre. What happened? Oh yeah, it's a different music, isn't it? Yeah. It's kind of... Oh, and it's on a 30-second clip. I wanted to get a stinger out of it, right? So, switch for a second, yeah? We're not thinking about music listening to Spotify. We're thinking about, I have a 30-second bit, which I have a video for, and I want it to be like, oh, cool thing, spinning around, and, you know, cut to thing, right? Graphics. Thing name. Buy it now. Okay? So I'm thinking about stingers for, you know what I mean, for video features, yeah? You know, subscribe or buy the hat at merch.com, you know, and you get music like this playing. Audio reactive, you know? You know, the funk ads are really popular right now, so it's like easy, right? Easy. Take a funk track or a funk track, you know, make one, use the style, make yourself a little 30-second hook. That's pretty much what it is. All right. I'd say that's pretty much rounded off. So let's have a look here. Where's my web edu? Enhanced rethought that. We've done that. So where's the other one gone? Ah, right. Okay, it's right here. Retouch web edu handoff. Download as markdown. Open up the old thing here. Get a new window for this one. We'll go to open folder and down to my old tools. And we'll call it Retouch Edu Site. He's got the touch. The touch. And let's just be organized about it. Docs, please put that in there. And you all know the prompt by now. You all know it, prompt. In fact, let's make it smaller so you can actually see it here. It's going to be, we can execute the plan defined inside the at handoff, and then we'll check for spelling mistakes. Execute plan. Oh, I'd put it. Not even looking at what I'm doing. There you go. We can execute the plan defined inside the thing. All right? Plan. And go. That's it. FAF. Fire and forget. Chuck him over there and forget about it. All right. This is still being built. You'd be surprised how much actually it's... is it still working here? Yeah, we're testing. We're testing it. Yes. I wonder if this works. Let me check. Say hello. I bet it doesn't work. I haven't tested it yet, so... Wait, what? It's got templates. Oh my god. Diagnostics. Everything's broken. Name audio segment not defined. Look at this. Yeah, I decided to use my DJZ speak as an announcer on this. Is it broken? Yeah, it's broken. Don't worry. I'll get there. I'll get there. But yeah, essentially what this is a 24-hour live show, which will be running right here on this channel if I ever have the time to finish it. Okay. At the moment, it can't even, you know, there's a lot of features on this thing. The idea is that this will be running while I'm not doing my show, and then this will come offline so I can do my show, and there'll be like, you know, scheduling and different playlists for different days and all that good stuff. But I'm building it all from scratch, so obviously that takes some time. This side of it was actually, the YouTube API was actually quite easy. I thought that would be harder. The hard part turns out to be everything else. But the idea is I'll have playlists for every day, you know, and it'll load them and run them, and hopefully it'll be a lot of fun putting it all together. I did want to open source all of the code for this stuff, but the problem is a lot of it has got like, because of the way you have to build it, there's a lot of stuff in there that you can't give away. And it's kind of like, well, how the hell do people know what to make if I can't distribute? So I have to like go through the code at the end and make sure there's nothing, because sometimes they put, yeah, anyway, because you can't just cancel. You can cancel an API key and make another one easy, but an application client ID and stuff, that's a bit different. It's a bit of a pain in the ass to, because if you have to change that, it's like deeply embedded into everything. I'm like, we'll figure it out. It's just a different approach, that's all. But yeah, the idea is 24-hour live stream platform right here on Scuffed Epoch. And it should... See, I don't know why. There should be a chat here, because there's an Olama chat agent, which I made. And it's supposed to look over the stream, so I don't know what's going on there. So fix the video playback. End to end. Let's give it a quick test. Cancel that. Open that back up. Put it in plan mode. I don't want any interruptions. Get the thing here. Right. 3, 2, 1. Radio's back online. How we doing? Are we done? Have we done it yet? There we go. It's now live. Okay. And as you can see, we've got all the services running. Everything's up. It's connected to YouTube. Everything's passed. Wait, what's this? It says DJZ Speak failed, and then it says not available, and then it says it is actually available. So yeah, lies. Stuff to do. I need to fix that. But yeah, as you can see, it's working. Sometimes I wonder about the feedback from this thing. But anyway, so let's see. Right, yeah, that's right. We're just testing this. So if I just refresh the page, that's the latest version, right? It does look a little bit different, actually. So, you know, you got your controls. So if I go quick action, I want to upload the same video again, please. This is my test video. Yeah. Stupid machine. Say test 2. Test 2. Because if you can't add and remove video to the database, it's kind of pointless, right? Okay, so it says it's added it. So if I now go to video, ooh! Preview, can't do preview, can't play it. Edit, can't, video editing not implemented yet. Well, at least there's a thing to say you can't do it. Can I delete it? Wait, not that one. I want to delete that one. Okay, so I can add and remove videos. This is a good start. So we've got content and adverts at the moment. That's it, the only 2 categories. It's all slowly being put together, but it's actually built on direct with the APIs, you know what I mean? So you everything's an API, guys. Alright, so now that's done, I'm going to say, where's my bloody Olama chat window? What the hell happened to UCB? There should be a UCB in here. Not even in the thing. Alright. So yeah, I'm going to tell him, oi, what are you doing? Okay. New chat. We are testing our new web interface, DJZ Live, and we noticed that the UCB Olama based chat monitoring and response agent. Look, he's got sorry, mate. Sorry, guys. That got me. I just like wrote it out, and I was like, "What a name! What's that? OBCMARA. Obkamorbar. Yeah. The UCB Olama-based chat monitoring and response agent. Whatever, guys. Okay, comma is not visible in the user in the UI when there should be a dedicated page to this component. Many features are already existing in the system. We can investigate the missing pages, and we can investigate the missing pages and buttons. It's like an entire modal's missing. Crazy. Oh man, sorry guys. Normally I try to come up with names for things that make sense, and then I'm looking at it going, what have I just called this thing? I called it the UCB Olama based chat monitoring and response agent. It's like the most mechanical name. I made someone proud with that. I don't know who, but I made someone proud with that one. It seems like a joke, you know? So it's like, find something that's one word and then make it 10. Oh yeah! Writer's Room extra bonus round is coming up because I've been working on this for days. There's no need for me to spend any more time on this. Get rid of that one. So now that Cloud is back in action, can I talk to Claude yet? No? Still no microphone? Lame. Alright, let's have a little talk. So, I talked a little bit during the break, which is like an hour ago now. And I was talking about a new sci-fi storyline I've got, which I'm working on, okay? And I hate space. I think space is lazy. Because it's like, oh, it's this giant empty space. I bet you any money. Space ain't empty. I bet you any money space is full of stuff. We just don't know what it is. But that's beside the point. Science fiction, not science non-fiction, yeah? So, speculation, right? Oumuamua, yeah? Oumuamua. Oumuamua. There it is. I spelt it right. Look at me. No, I didn't. So anyway. Yeah. Right. 2L Borisov is not Oumuamua. Okay? So 2L Borisov was number 2. Alright? Number 2. Okay. So the story I want to write about involves this. Okay, I probably should have said that beforehand. This thing spins. It rotates like a pencil in space, just tumbling over its length. It tumbles over its length. It doesn't spin. It rotates. You know. It got me thinking because you could have floors running straight, and it would rotate around the middle. And you'd have gravity forcing that way and forcing that way. So you would actually have simulated gravity on opposing levels. So this is like a cheap some people call it a Dyson cylinder, but it's not actually a Dyson cylinder. It has an older name. It has a vacuum cleaner. The Dyson cylinder is a vacuum cleaner now. Okay, orbital colony rotating. I've forgotten the name of it. O'Neill. It's an O'Neill colony. Okay. O'Neill colony. Okay. So the O'Neill colony is famous in such shows as well, I think Halo isn't really Halo isn't. It's like Inside, but it's smaller. You know, Halo is giant size, but it's like a really small ring world with a roof, which makes it like a donut or other shapes. Okay, essentially it rotates, and then there's gravity at the bottom. But think about how much it would take to make this. It would be insane. Okay, and so if this rotates in the middle, like the arms of a clock, right? Then there's going to be gravity at each end in the opposite directions. So you've basically got it in a fraction of the material. And you could probably just find a really long rock and bore out the middle of it. Which is, you know what I mean? It makes sense, right? So I was sat there going, oh, that's interesting. What if we had a story about a colony of humans that are on this thing, right? And then I had a couple of cool ideas to make it more interesting, right? Anyway, without getting too crazy, because the biggest problem with sci-fi is you go too crazy and you're like, oh, they're all got laser beam eyes and super technology, laser swords. It's like, before you know it, you've just turned it into something you're a fan of. But if you just took like one or two things, that's usually enough. And so my idea was 3x. And what is 3x? So, I have a concept for a science fiction story. Fiction story which we can begin researching for scientific accuracy, feasibility, and brainstorming. I love brainstorming, don't you? Brainstorming. That's even better than brainstorming. Siguiente October. Beginner. With a researching for scientific accuracy, feasibility, and brainstorming. Okay. Using deep research. This is going to be interesting, because I plan on editing it. You know how every time just earlier I took the plan, put it into a new thing, took the plan, put it in a new thing, didn't edit it, did I? That's because for the purpose of speed, it would take an hour to edit each of those, right? But that's what you should really do. You get more out of it if you take out the stuff you don't want to do. Very simply put, using deep research to draw up a detailed document which includes all scientific core concepts that hinge around the world building elements in order to create, you know what I'm about to do, in order to create the document 3x law book. So this is a new one. It's a totally new one. .com. .com, yeah. Okay. We will, what was it? Well, we will append information derived by interview following the basic details added below. To define the universe in which these new stories will be written. Okay, that sounds like a pretty good start. So what I'm going to do is give it a couple of things. All right, so the basic idea is I'm just going to give it some bullet points, right? So I'm just going to say, oh, you can't even see them, they're off the edge of the screen or something. Here we go. So I'm going to say, so I'll say hard science fiction, which means that it's science fiction that works. Okay. So, you know, like in theory it works. To the best of our knowledge of the day, of the time, it should work. Hard science fiction is going to be deep space exploration. No FTL. No, there's no faster than light. No, what's it called? No hyperspace. I know that's technically it's technically FTL, isn't it? Let's just say no faster than light travel. Okay, so it's a colony ship, colony ship, okay, and then we have augmented humans. Okay, and that's why we call them 3X. 3X. What does 3X mean? And this is just an interesting idea I had just driving around the other day. I was like, that's an interesting idea. I wonder if we can do something with that. So this simple concept, which I want to play with, is that these guys, you know how people talk about life extension and cryogenic freezing? Often when you watch a show that's in space, they will all get in the tube. Or they'll go to sleep, whatever, right? We'll freeze you with something, yeah? Stasis pods, right? And in a way, that's weak too. That's also weak, right? Because it's not possible. You'll die. They're relying on a hand wave where they've figured out how to stop ice from killing your brain. Which is like, that's a pretty big technical hurdle you got to get over there, you know? It's like a force of nature, really, right? But anyway, maybe they'll figure it out. Who knows? See, so what is 3X? So in order to get around this whole longevity issue, what we've done is we've modified humans for space. And the only change is growth rate. Growth rate and aging. So in other words, it's that whole line from Blade Runner. Do you remember when he's asking for more life and he's about to, spoilers, get his head cracked open? I mean, come on, it's been decades. He says, for a light that has shined so brightly, you know, will extinguish in half the time or something. He says some line about it. I forget the exact line. But what I was thinking was, if you augment humans so that they grow 3 times as fast, they'll die 3 times as fast as well. So the life expectancy is only 30 years instead of 90 years. But the point is that you'll get 10-year-olds every 3 years, right? So if you have like a space-based colony, you turn it into like high turnaround. You see what I mean? So say you've got a 200-year journey. With normal humans, might be only 2 or 3 generations. But with these guys, it's going to be like 6 or 7. And I think because of the fact that they know they're just part of the chain, none of the craziness. Do you know what I mean? None of the craziness. Because like you kind of like have to work together, if you know what I mean. Because it's like everyone's got a short lifespan. The kids grow up real fast. You know, so it's a much more, it's like, I want to look at this as like a different, it's more of a sort of human society study, really. Just, you know, using space as a mechanism to talk about that. The idea of the, like, for lack of a better word, gender roles. Because then ultimately, when you're in space, these aren't people that are going to be like, because you have to populate, right? You have to, you know, if it's going to take 6 generations to get to Alpha Centauri, there's no being celibate. They'd have to have like a completely different, they'd have to have a different society, a different societal structure. I don't know how it would be. So anyway, 3x, the idea is that triple. So everything biologically happens 3 times normal speed. So, you know, aging, what's it called? What do you call it? Natal development? Is that what they call it? Natal development? Growth and mental development. Because like I was thinking, you've got less time, you know what I mean? Like imagine if you're like out in space and a bunch of people die, you know. You know how it is with humans, right? It could take 15 years to even get teenagers to replace them. You know what I mean? You'd end up with a crew of children, right? If there was a disaster, you end up with a crew of children because it's like, oh, the only thing we could do was like breed more people and then let them grow up and somehow survive for what, 15 years with no, you see what I mean? And I'm thinking, well, that's only 5 years with 3x. It's not a big, like it is eugenics. It is a genetic modification, but it's not a huge genetic modification because when you think about it, humans used to die at age 30. Only a few hundred years ago. So it's all the medical science that allows us to live so long. So what if technology turned its attention to making people grow faster? So that means a 3-month gestation for pregnancies. You know what I mean? It's just an interesting idea because it's something that could actually realistically be done. Because we do it with livestock, guys. The data's there, it's done. It's not like this is a hand wave. So I like to play with things that aren't really a hand wave, you know, because we could inject kids with, I'm not saying it's a good idea, okay? It's science fiction, guys. We could inject kids. Take that quote. Clipped. Yeah, for the science fiction story. The idea is to make 3x augmented humans. If you want, if you want, there could be some trade-off, you know. But the idea is that they're built for space. And I hate space. I think space is a crutch. It's a writer's crutch. It's like, oh, I don't really want to describe the world. It's all stars out there. There's nothing but the room you're in. It's kind of a fun thing, you know, if you can't be bothered to describe the outside. Just set your story in space. Problem solved. It's just pretty nebulas and things to look at night. It's always at night, you know. Right. Everything biologically. Remind me to do the werewolves on the moon story satire. Remind me about that because it's just funny. Everything biologically happens 3 times normal speed, growth and mental development. This is done for this is done for survival. You know, survival reasons. All right, now he's going to ask me in an interview format, so hopefully he's going to say, what the hell are you on about, eugenics? Wouldn't it be funny if he turns around and says, I can't talk about that? See, my idea is I'll set it on a tumbling. The reason I was going on about Moona is because the concept is that the thing that they're on is just an asteroid, and it's been, you know, kicked out of the solar system by some means, and then they have to live on it until it reaches the next star system. That's the deal. Do you know what I mean? It's just going to keep tumbling through space until it gets to the next galaxy, right? That's it. You know. Can you imagine, though? 9x, where a baby gets born in a month. That'd be freaky. They've done that stuff in movies as well, you know, like when birth happens and it's really, really fast. And it's always freaky, you know, it's sort of supernatural almost. But yeah, 3X I think is a bit more realistic, because you do get babies born underweight at, what is it, at 6 months. So this is just a bit quicker than that. Look at it go. Oh yeah, look at this. See, that's the other thing as well. If you have fast growing, short lifespan humans, less cancer. Less cancer. They don't live long enough. And if you say, oh, okay, well, hang on a minute, you made them 3X. So maybe they're actually 3 times likelier to get cancer, actually. So it's like actually the other way around. So you can kind of play around with it. It's like it becomes a plot element that you get to choose. It's not a plot hole. It's an opportunity to explore. Look at this. Telomere management. Wow, look at it go. Uh-oh. Oh no, he's okay. He stumbled for a second there, but he's still going. Yeah, how do 3X humans interact with destination planet ecosystems? They don't. They stay on the thing. They're space humans. They drop off the... Can you imagine that, though? It's a good point. How do they... So what? So all humans are now 3X? How does that work? There must be like a way to retrograde. Ah! When you get to the other end, there's a retro DNA therapy, you know, like a therapy that reactivates the genes for longevity when you get to the other planet. And that could be a plot element of its own, you know? Maybe there's somebody in this thing who's, you know, who's living too long. There's lots of things you can do with this. And the best part is it's set in space, but there's no space. Because when you're on a colony that's moving from destination A to destination B, and it's carved out of the inside of a large asteroid, there are no windows. There may be electronic devices and computer readouts to tell you your position in space and all of that. But if the whole thing is just spinning the whole time, what would be the point of having windows? What are you going to look at? You're in deep space. There's cameras on the outside that can actually do proper, you know, that can do proper measurements and whatnot. It'd be pointless. So that means it's like, yeah, there's no space. It would just be like, oh, it's just the inside of a building. You're just inside of a station. Because, you know, you're not going to know that it's rotating, are you? Because that's the whole point. That's what creates the gravity. Like, you might have a central section, like at the pivot point, where gravity reduces and reduces as you get higher or something. I don't know. Actually, no, it wouldn't be higher. There would be a point in the middle where gravity would be nullified. There would be. And then it would flip. Hey, it would be like that new Total Recall with the train that goes to Australia. It would be like that, but smaller scale. You know? They all have the swivel chairs when they get halfway. Wait, 3x acceleration factor. Oh, yeah. For a minute there, I thought he was talking about speed. I was like, uh-oh, he got lost in the sauce. Okay. Yeah, generational conflicts, tension. See, because that's the thing, like, you know, it's almost like a Fallout. Isn't that like a Fallout plot where the Overseer has he's done the retro therapy on himself so that he won't die, and he's just watching, you know what I mean? He's watching the high-speed humans do all the work and just age out and die, and he's just still in charge. So you can have like a plot like that. 3x consumption. That's interesting. I don't think they need to eat 3 times as much food, but it's something you could, you know what I mean? There's a lot of stuff. Genetic stability. Thermodynamic constraints. 3x metabolism. Unintended consequences. They would actually have to have reading programs as well. See, this is the other thing as well. Like, all of the stuff that people talk about, you know, like zeitgeist stuff. I don't get into it usually, but as a writer, it's fun to explore. So just as an example, right? Let's say you've got 100 females and 100 males on this space station, right? If 50 of the females die in some accident, do you know what I mean? Like there's a gas leak or something and they all die. Now you've only got 25 or 50 left or whatever it is, whatever the number. You've significantly... So now you have to protect them. Like, you know, without... Even with 3X, you still need to protect, like, the female population. Is so important. Because if the men die, you can make more men, right? But if the women die, you can't make more women. It's a kind of crazy thing, which kind of takes it to an interesting point, which is something that everyone knows but no one talks about. So, but I think it's because, you know, there's so many people on the planet, it's not ever that night and day. This is really quite an interesting... So literally the concept was 3X. What if people went to space and they had increased growth rate? That was all. Not increased intelligence, not increased in strength, none of that. Just literally, they all grow 3 times faster. So by the time you're age 3, you're age 9. By the time you're, you know, yeah. So when you're 10 years old, you're 30 years old. It's 3X, right? Obviously shorter lifespan, but I think that would actually be a good thing in a high survival, like, you know, high risk sort of survival environment. And yeah, the social changes would be huge. I guess they do need to be cleverer. 3 times faster. Growth speed would include learning. Otherwise, what's the point? There's no point in just getting big and big dumb people. So I guess it's 2 things then. You have to have an increased learning ability. Otherwise, you just have, like, you know, you have 9-year-olds that are like blah 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 blah, which doesn't work. So it's you know, it's acceleration, but not super soldier cheese, guys. I'm not trying to do that. I think that's not the right move. Because I did think about it. I was like, oh yeah, they could be like super smart or super intelligent or super strong or something. And then I thought, it's cheese. It's been done to death, right? It's much more grounded to just be like, yeah, they're just fast humans. Do you know what I mean? They live fast and they die fast. That's the whole idea. Not quite disposable, but I think it would be something that you would need if you're trying to get to Alpha Centauri, you know? Because what the hell are you going to do? Like, if all the women die, that's it. Game over, man. It's just a rock full of skeletons is going to arrive in Alpha Centauri. Because, like I said, I hate space because they always do warp drive and stuff. And, like, I'm not a hater, yeah, but I just think it's too easy. Like, they came up with that in the 60s as a mechanism to go from scene to scene. You know, to go, oh, Flash Gordon has just gone to another planet or something. Cut, now we're at the planet. It was just a mechanism to get from A to B quickly. Hit the warp drive. We're there now. It's just a thing to, you know, for continuity. And there have been other shows which have done it in other ways. There have been other stories. Yeah, 3 times faster reproduction to replace losses from radiation exposure and accidents. Because the idea is they're not in stasis. They're all awake all the way there. So that means they've got to do farming. They've got to do farming and plumbing and stuff like chores. They all have to do chores to keep the colony going. That's what it would actually be. You know, it would be more like... It'd be more like living in a town that was a multi-story car park. That's basically what it would be. Kind of dark, actually. Kind of dark in many ways. But if I am to say that the technological side of things was solved, and so the only problem is the weakness of flesh, you know, having high replacement rate humans is probably a good idea. What's this? Generation time acceleration, survival reproduction trade-off. Faster reproduction typically means shorter lifespans. Generation time measures strength. Generation time measures strength of this trade-off. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's a good agree. Early sexual maturation, many offspring associated with shorter lifespans. Yep. Fast life. But that, Jack, do you know what that also means? You could catch fast AIDS and then you'd be done. Do you know what I mean? Because, you know, fast life, fast death. Let's read some comments. Let's take a look. We got loads of comments on this one, guys. Thank you very much. I love the engagement. Like I said, I like to have fun with the ideas. So let's have a look at everybody. Did I lose my crown, says Dragon. How do we know which one you are now, says Fernicar. Full Dive said, this reminded me of the TV show Avenue 5, I think the name was. Fernicar says, I would like to point out rotation is not acceleration, which is gravity. Linear rotation of Earth is not gravity. Oh. Yeah, I know. What I meant was, if you have a fidget spinner and you rotate it, the arms of the fidget spinner will have gravity downwards, away. That's all. So if you have rocks spinning through space, the tips will have an amount of gravity. Yeah. So if you have the spin rate, the correct speed, if the tumbling rate is so it's moving forwards in space, but it's tumbling at the same time. Yeah. If that tumble rate is maintained, gravity will be constant, and the speed of the rotation will give you 1g or less, depending on where you are at. And I think it'll work for multiple levels. I think it would work. I might be wrong, but I think it would work. Omuna has non-gravitational acceleration, by the way. Yeah, that is true. I was talking about the inside of it potentially having a gravity, right? Yes, it does have non-gravity. They don't know how it did it, but they know it did it. It was measured. Yeah. The direction it should have gone, it didn't go. It literally slowed down, changed direction, and then accelerated in a different direction, which shouldn't be possible for a rock. Technically speaking, says Fernicar, there is no such thing as non-gravity yet. Sounds like the Skycrawlers anime. Children in the Sky. I've not heard of that. I'll have to look that up. The crew of the Children are just for that, to make the war continuous so that humans won't start war because the Children are the cannon fodder. Interesting. That's interesting. I'm going to have to check it out. I do like a good story. Anime often goes places that you won't find explored often. So, yeah. Dominic says, did you watch Mikey 17? No, I didn't. But I did hear about it. And maybe it planted a seed in the psyche a little bit. Because that's clones, isn't it? Mikey 17 is clones. Which is a similar idea. See, I'm using disposable, fast growth rate humans. You know? You got to put when you sprinkle a bit of grow fast on the DNA and you got to get it from the plant shop. It's like plant food for embryos. So let's see. Fernicar, Odyssey in space. The AI is the overseer. Full Dive Media, they can extract egg and sperm, so they have extra material on hand. Lol. Fernicar says, well, technically speaking, men aren't expendable because of the genome pool. That is true. And there is a certain number of people you need, a minimum, for genetic diversity, but it's not that much. I was really surprised. Check this out. We'll ask Claude right now, because he'll give me the question. He'll give me the answer with quickness. How many humans are required to stabilize the gene pool? It's a shockingly low number, guys. It's actually shocking. I was like, what? So that means you could just send them off in a rock, because you deorbit the rock, you build it all in space, because I hate space, and then you deorbit it with all the people in it, send it on its merry way by whatever mechanism you use, probably laser acceleration from some moon, right? And off it goes. Unless acted upon by another force, it will just keep going. Okay. And there are ways of using materials which outgas, so it's like possible to keep the rotation going, like using chemical, because it's such a huge mass, it's not gonna evaporate by the time it gets to where it's going. It's kind of mental, isn't it? Like, they even worked out, like, when they had the atomic rocket that would literally drop an atomic bomb behind it and then ride the shockwave all the way to Alpha Centauri, they actually worked out how many atoms were going to get stripped off the plate that was, you know, bracing the explosion. And they worked out this many atoms will come off after every explosion. And they were like, so we reckon we could do like 100,000 nukes and the plate will be fine. And you're like, 100,000 nukes? These guys are crazy, man. Can you imagine if that was what you were... What's your job? I need to know how many nuclear explosions can this plate take until it's broken. Okay. Okay. What's next? Gerard says... Oh, wait, no, hang on. I've skipped some. Full dive. Still more than doggy years. Lol. Dom says, what about using 8-hour days? Gerard says, are you a 3X teenager piloting a giant robot? Come on down and have yourself a pint of slow-mo IPA at Slow-Mo Joe's. It's true. It's so true. That's like every anime, isn't it? A 3X teenager piloting a giant robot. That's the deal. Turns out he was the next stage of human evolution, guys. Full Dive says they can use a nanobot for implanting memory, and why not create a few clones of the smart people, like a save point, so they can get cloned and if one dies. Yeah, see, there you've got a secret backstory right there. Every level will have different levels of gravity. Yep, that's okay though, you could use that for function, Full Dive. So for example, the administration could have no gravity and the whole thing rotates around it. The two levels with the lowest gravity could be cargo, so that, you know, there is gravity but it's minimal, so it's easy to move large things around. And then as it goes out, we get to the areas where people are sleeping, so it's the best, you know, 1G for when people are just sleeping and exercising and stuff. You could even go lower, so you've got an extra, so it's more than 1G below the residential level, and you can have your gym there. Do you know what I mean? So you work out in high gravity. So it's like, I'm sure that there's ways of designing the inside, like, so that it's for purpose, and it's all like just done, you know, to take advantage of the microgravity, levels. Right, next. Centripetal force, like inside the space station. Yes, exactly. Like the round part of the space station that's spinning. For food, they can print it with elemental materials. Interesting. Because I was thinking this thing would be so big that they would actually have, like, you know, eco levels. I wouldn't be surprised if some plants have to be grown in 1G, so then a lot of it is going to be on that level. What's the safe? Fernicar says, wouldn't be counterproductive to use old backup for reproduction. Well, I want to try and... Because the thing is, in a way, cloning technology would be like a conspiratorial, top-secret, experimental research project that was banned on Earth, but they did it anyway type setup. I would prefer to have no cloning, or even to say that cloning's banned, but the company did it anyway as a contingency. That would make sense. It's the same as the crazy android in Alien, because it's sort of like what they did with the android was illegal by Earth standards, but once you're out in the middle of nowhere, he's a contingency plan, right, to get the objective. So yeah, that's really interesting. Where's another one? There is a correlation between metabolism speed and lifespan. Yeah, I've mentioned in my notes in the document. It does mention. Wait, we're not on it. So in the document here, energetic costs, fast life, reproduction. Somewhere in here, look, it even gives me a handbook on how to do it, guys. We just modify this one gene, or no, yeah, this gene, and then the hormones go crazy. Yeah, higher levels reduce maximum lifespan, but it's growth hormone. Yeah, it even tells us how to do it. Maximum evolution rate. Natural selection has limits. 1.6 million generations, 100-fold mass increase in terrestrial mammals. There is something in here about them having to eat more. Yeah, look. Yeah, look. Accelerated brain development protects against anxiety, depression, but associated with lower academic performance. So they might be dummies. Critical period. Accelerated development could close sensitive periods of learning earlier. Right, again, so they have to be on an AI learning course, otherwise they're like fried, because they actually have to learn everything by age 4 or their brain crystallizes, kind of thing, you know? It's like if you don't complete the AI course by your age 6, you're screwed, because your brain just crystallizes, you can't learn anymore. That'd be kind of funny. Young genes preferentially expressed in early human brain development, suggesting recent evolution of cognitive ability. Stress-induced acceleration. Environment infant prefer. Yeah, doesn't even complete until age 25. If you times that by 3, it's less than 10. But yeah, it does talk about. Here we go. Here it is. Here you are, Fernicar. You're not wrong, mate. You're exactly right, mate. 100%. Full Dive Media says, I was talking the same. Higher gravity helps with declining muscle mass and such. Just a few minutes workout would be like working out for an hour. That's what I mean. So I think it actually solves that issue. You know, the one of declining physical ability due to, you know, being in space. Again, I hate space. You know, which is kind of funny, actually. But yeah. So metabolic life history connection. Smaller species with faster life histories show higher metabolic rates and shorter lifespans. Energy intake scaling. To reduce growth time while maintaining adult size, energy intake per unit body weight must increase. So we've got big eater memes. Digestive system adaptation. Faster growth rates require relatively larger digestive systems to process increased nutrient throughput. It's just 5 meals a day, guys. You don't need a bigger stomach. You just eat less more often. It doesn't require a bigger gut. Because you got to think, some of us only eat 1 meal a day. Yeah? But there are some of us who eat more than 1 meal, more than 3 meals. We all have friends that eat more than 3 meals a day. The body will adapt. That's what I say. Okay. So let's see, what else have we got here? Yeah, look, current foods last 18 to 24 months. Deep space missions require 3 to 5 year shelf life minimum. Try 75-year shelf life. So in other words, they've got to be making their own food. Would they poop more often too? Yes. Yes, they would. It would need more food to placate. Yeah. The air will become CO2 faster. 100%. 100%. Must achieve 98% water recovery rate. Inability to resupply. Yeah. So it's recycled water, dude. Recycled water for 75 years. So you're going to be drinking everybody's wastewater for your entire life. For 5 generations of drinking everybody's piss. So those filters had better be good, right? But I think this is a really interesting world to build inside. Okay? I mean, because it's built in rock, there's no need for them to ever go outside and fix anything. So this isn't that kind of story, right? But there's plenty of room for things to happen inside. Like, there is a story which I will take some inspiration from. It's an anime. It's called Knights of Sidonia. But I'm not going to take anything from it that you've seen in... Well, I will take one thing from it. But I will not take anything from it, if that makes sense. So this is what I won't take. Characters, styles, themes, robots, anime chicks. I won't steal any of that stuff. Yeah, I know. Sorry, guys. I won't steal any of that. But what I will steal was there was a disaster that takes place, which I absolutely enjoyed. So in Knights of Sidonia, they have quite a similar setup. But I don't think it spins. I don't think it spins. Maybe it does. Knights of Sidonia Rock? No. Knights of Sidonia Station? So they have a spaceship, which is just a giant gun, guys, okay? It's like a colony, which is a giant gun. Yeah, there it is. Okay. So my design is a little bit more fun. My design isn't a giant gun in an asteroid, which is what theirs is. And obviously they shoot the gun and it's really cool and anime, right? But basically what it is, right, they had a very similar idea here. So they've got fake gravity and everything. And there is a point in the show when they have to, like, I don't know, I think they have to change direction or something. I forget exactly what it is. But, dude, I was like, I didn't see it coming. So you got to think, like, they've got this artificial gravity, right? And normally they'd be like telling you, oh, we're going to change direction tomorrow. So everybody be clipped into their safety chairs or whatever. And there's like handrails everywhere. And everyone has like a carabiner on their belt so they can just quickly attach to something. And I always thought it was something to do with the robots. I didn't think it was something to do with daily life. Because like everyone has them and you don't really notice. And then at one point in the show, recommended series by the way. At one point in the show, something happens. And the station that they're all on suddenly changes speed. With no warning, right? And when it cuts back to the inside, okay, half of the people in the station are just splattered up against the wall, dead. You know what I mean? Like, literally, I was like, whoa, what? Because there was no warning and no one had time. And it was like, people are just walking down a corridor and then suddenly they all just go into the wall, dead. You're like, whoa! Because, of course, you've got to remember, it's in space. And I hate space. But yeah, like I said, highly recommended. I actually think that the art in the manga is way more impressive than in the anime. Even though the anime is good, the art in the manga is better. It's kind of got it's high quality anime, but it's lost the style a little bit. Okay, look, there's the inside of the colony. This is actually a really good shot. So they've made it like a central tower. It's all like... Mine won't be like this. This is cool, but it's not the direction I want to go in. See that there? Look, 500 meters, so we're dealing with giant stuff. Mine will be a bit more conventional than this. I'm not trying to do anime chicks in big robots, which is cool, but not what we're doing. So anyway, back to that question that we did a while ago. You only need 160 to 10,000 people to stabilize the gene pool. Isn't that crazy? So if you really did want to do one of these deep space colony missions, it's not a lot, you know. I always thought it was way more than that. But look. And it also means, how the hell do you manage to do inbreeding when you can avoid it with only 160 people? So if you manage to do inbreeding, you did it by choice, you know what I mean? On Earth, I mean. So here we have it. There. 500 to 1,000 is often cited as the minimum. Some geneticists argue for 5,000. And then most conservative elements. So for 1,000 years, 10,000 individuals. 1,000 years, 10,000 individuals. Quite easy math, actually. Okay? And here are some factors. Iceland's population descended from 20,000 Vikings, and they maintain good genetic health. There's your case A, right? Because I wouldn't be trying to build like international space station. This would be a giant rock, you know. And obviously, by establishing what we're doing and building the rules in the law book and everything, that's how you flesh out the world, build the characters, come up with your themes. You know? Look at this. Yeah, reduced genetic. You can say that again. Reduced. That's a nice. I'm gonna keep this one. You need to keep this one keep this one on macro. Yeah, well, you know, there's some reduced genetic diversity. Terrible. Oh. Cool. So, radiation shielding, galactic cosmic rays. There it is, the 3X law book. Saved. So yeah, like I said, during the next, episode 200, we're going to do some 3X. So that'll be tomorrow at 8 PM. That'll be the last episode in the season 1. Thank you all for joining me on what has been a crazy run, and look forward to season 2. So yeah, don't miss the last show tomorrow, 8 PM. See you there.